What is up, people? During this series, you're gonna finally get the chance to see what good player translates into numbers. I have gathered some of the best players I know from my server Deyla, and they have taken 3 minutes out of their super busy PvP schedule to do a DPS test on the dummy in order to show you what it means to play your character to its fullest and what numbers you can actually achieve by doing so. The only relevant endgame DPS parse you can possibly do is in Vengar if you're an Asmodian, or Signia if you're an Ilios. Any dummy there will do the trick and get you as close as possible to the reality of current 5.0.5 end game. Yeah, doesn't even matter if you do PvP all day or you do PvE or you do both. Practicing on a dummy is going to help you tremendously with both of these things, because you can practice anything from jump shots, slide shots, animation cancelling, weapon combos, or just for PvE simple DPS 3-minute DPS parses that will show your numbers and that you can improve upon, and get as close as possible to these people that you're gonna see in the videos. Yeah. Also remember that the point of this series is not to see which class does more damage than the other. The point is for you to understand what numbers you need to achieve before thinking of yourself as a good DPS. Today I'm with AION for a really nice Templar parse. Templars, I know it from my own experience, really satisfying to play because you have a lot of utility, you have a lot of survivability, and you can have a lot of deeps as well. Yeah, less deeps in PvE than in PvP, because in PvP of course you can be super fine alone, you can be super fine in group content, you have a decent amount of CC as well, a decent amount of skills, of annoying skills, let's say, to the opponent, so that's pretty cool as well. I myself find having two sets of weapons very useful in terms of PvE and PvP alike. In terms of PvP, of course, having great sword and then switching to shield plus whatever is a great source of CC. That's one. And the second one is an increase in DPS as well, also increasing your survivability in terms of PvP. Now in terms of PvE, definitely swapping weapons from your greatsword if you do the greatsword rotation and skills right, because God forbid Templars do not have a lot of DPS skills. Actually, they have the fewest DPS skills in the whole AION. That's why switching weapons and them having the possibility to do so and having different skills if you have a shield obviously makes up for the lack of skills on a greatsword. Switching weapons in terms of PvE while you're fighting bosses is a nice increase in your overall boss DPS. Yeah. As I told you in PvP already, it has great value there as well. Having that said, if I remember correctly, AION is going to get about 650 this time, 650k in 3 minutes. That's a pretty decent number for a Templar. It's pretty nice. And the first try, when we did the first try, well, which the one that I forgot to record, he got to 690 if I'm not mistaken. So definitely, if you're a Templar and if you want to test yourself as a DPS, you should be somewhere around 650, 640 to 690 if you want to consider yourself you know, as a good DPS, as a viable DPS, the kind that does things right. As you can see from his parse, just by looking at his character, you see a few things that he's doing right. He's doing AAC, he's moving while he's attacking, just to get the increase in attack, and also he's swapping weapons when his greatsword skills are on cooldown, just so he can take advantage from the shield bash, the chain, and yeah, I guess that's about it. Swinging shield counter, I think he also takes advantage of. Also, as a Templar, if you're switching shields, that's also a nice increase in damage because of the courageous shield skill. If you're switching shields, did I say? If you're switching weapons, if you go to shield and you use your snickering roar, after snickering roar, if you do block that attack, if you're smart about it and use it at the right time in PvP or PvE, doesn't matter, you will have the courageous shield, you will have a stun, and you will have a skill that increases the aggro of the bosses as well. All three chains after a block. That happens when you have a shield. So using those also is an increase in damage, an increase in aggro, and in PvP it's another extra CC. The Courageous Shield gives you, I think, 20% more attack and 100 crit and some accuracy. Super good things. And then you swap back to Greatsword and you continue doing your stuff. Yeah, this is the detailed version of what he just did in the past 3 minutes. I'm gonna say it again for those of you who haven't watched my other videos. If you haven't seen my other videos for other classes, the same thing with detailed skills and numbers, then go ahead and check it. I'm gonna say it again, this is an encyclopedia of information that you guys can use to make your Templar and whatever other class you're playing better. Yeah, check out the playlist. I'm gonna link that in the description below, and in the meantime I wish you guys lots of love. Stay tuned, practice, and see you soon.